what you're telling them. This is how it works. And ultimately, you start to see the results in the body. You start breaking some of these appetites that you have and some of these cravings that you have, and it gets easier as it goes. But you got to get your will out the way. That's what meditation and self-contemplation does. It takes the will out the way. Listen, there's some faculties that God has endowed all of us with that most of us know nothing about. Do you know what the faculties of the mind are? Do you? Well, if you don't know, you probably are not developing them. But your will is one of them. The imagination is another. Your intuition is a third. Y'all heard these? Perception is the fourth. Memory is the fifth. These are faculties that are connected to the conscious mind. Your senses are connected to the conscious mind too. Who had to teach you how to use your senses? Nobody. But every teacher, every man, every mother should know about these faculties that you've been endowed with and know how to help the child to develop them. We see the children sitting over there in the corner. He done took the top off the bottom. He's trying to figure out what it is. And mother not understanding that this is the imaginative faculty that's starting to develop. What you doing over there? Come out of that corner. The teacher does the same thing in the classroom. They call it daydreaming, when really it's the imagination that's being used. So we don't really know how to help the children develop these faculties, and so they don't get used. And they're the most important ones. The whole creative process in the life of man is coming through these faculties. Once you can learn, and look, intuition is a big one. And we know very little about it. But we know it's there. How do we know? Because you can come in the room, man, and somebody asks you, what's wrong? You say, nothing. Everybody knows something's wrong. The dog knows something wrong. The cat knows something wrong. Everybody, the baby knows something wrong. The horse knows something wrong. This is the intuitive factor in man. But we don't know how to use it. But it's that thing that when you come in contact with people or circumstances, it sends a message to your mind. This one's very, very powerful. Perception is another big one. If we take Najila and turn him around, I'm looking at this room from one direction. If we turn him, he's looking at it from another direction. We got two different perceptions. But I can come over there and sit where he's sitting and change my perception just like this. Well, you can do that same thing internally too. But it takes concentration. It takes meditation. It takes the utilization of these faculties that God has endowed us with. This is what will bring about the change in community. Let me do something else, because I'm going to run out of time. I may talk about this tomorrow, inshallah. At the public address. You know, when we first started off, I gotta say this, because somebody might not be there tomorrow. When we first started off, we were people who had totally been stripped of our identity. We know this. How many of y'all came during the time of Elijah Muhammad? How many of you people in the community during the time of Elijah Muhammad? So that's most of all of us who are here. Well, when we came into the nation of Islam, we came here thinking we were boots and prunes and shines. And we had all kinds of names for ourselves. We had an identity crisis. And we came into the nation of Islam, and what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad did, through his teacher, W. Farad, told you that you were somebody. He said you were the maker of the food. He said you were the Asiatic black man. The maker of the owner, cream of the planet Earth, father of the universe, right? And we accepted it, right? We accepted this new identity. Every day we thought about it. Every day we thought about it, so ultimately it brought change. And even some of us who looked old started looking young. And we started getting our health back too, didn't we? Yes. We changed our eating habits, changed our diets. Why? Because the new identity. We accepted it. We bought into it. Businesses, we opened it. We improved our own health. We opened up businesses in the community. We became more responsible as it related to our children, so on and so forth. Big change. Then, the man came in office. He said, "Now, I know what my father told you, but it ain't the truth." But I got to tell you another story, though, before I tell you the end of that. There's a Russian proverb. Oh, it's a story of Russians. This Russian's name was Bunker Bean. His grandmother told him that he was the reincarnation of Napoleon Bonaparte. Bunker Bean was frail, had no confidence. He was really washed out. But after his grandmother told him that, he straightened up, his back straightened up. He started thinking different, acting different, went out and studied everything he could about Napoleon Bonaparte, and became very, very successful in time. And later on in life, he went back to his grandmother. And she said, "You know that story I told you about you with the reincarnation?" She said it was a lie. But by that time, Bunker Bean's back was straight, Bunker Bean was successful, Bunker Bean was making progress, and even though she told him the truth at that particular point, the change had already taken place. So that's when the first time people on this globe were told something false about themselves that they accepted that started to bring about the change. So that took us to a certain distance, right? Once the man came and said, "Well, listen, I know what you've been told, but your true identity is over here in the Quran." And if you go to the second chapter of the Quran, the 30th verse, it starts telling you who you are. And it tells you that you are Khalifa. That you're the owner, that you're the custodian. And I can tell you right now, for the most part, the majority of us have not accepted that yet. And that's why the community is still looking like it's looking. We have to accept the new identity now. And the new identity will take us on into the future. Never to turn back. Some of us are still holding on to what we got from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We ain't let it go. You say, consciously I let it go. Yeah, but subconsciously is where the habits come from. Everything that you do every day, for the most part, is coming out of your subconscious mind. So now, do you really believe that you are the Khalifa? That you are the ruler? But where does the rulership have to take place first? In here. Do I have a few minutes to open up the Quran? Do I? Yes, you do. Some of you may have it, but if you don't, I want to go to the 32nd chapter, the 30th verse, quickly. We're going to run out of time. This is so critical, because the healing has to take place from the top down, the inside out. Did y'all hear what I said? I said the healing has to take place from the top down, the inside out. The thinking has to change. In order for the body to change, the thinking has to change and the feeling has to change. So look at what God says to us here. This is the verse 30. Says, إِذَا قَالَ رَبُّكَ لِلْمَلَائِكَةِ إِنِّي جَائِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً. Says, behold, the Lord said to the angels, I will create a vicegerent. Now this is talking to males and females. And even the angels are in the feminine form. So the angels are male and female too. And Khalifa is in the feminine form also. This is no accident. So this rulership is male and female. But don't just see it also from the standpoint